Did you know, since 1985, Crime Stoppers has helped solve close to 8,000 crimes in New Brunswick? Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477 or www.crimenb.ca.
Most. I'm your host, Heather Acker, and tonight I have a great show, fun-filled, packed show. We've got lots of interesting things going on tonight. I'd like to say that What Matters Most, we like to focus on events, unique people, unique ideas, and just to give some awareness and some opportunities to the people that we bring on the show. So if you have any ideas of someone that you would like to see, please let us know. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Andrew and Justin. Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Welcome to What Matters Most. And so Foodie Canada is your company. So tell me what Foodie Canada is all about.
Foodie Canada, basically, it grew on its own. It developed into a program that kind of is like a symbiotic relationship between consumers and restaurants. Okay. It started out as an idea of a group of people that go out to eat, and they speak on food and all that stuff. So we had a group on Facebook, and then we decided to make some benefits kind of thing for the foodie members and offer a discount at local restaurants. Okay. And how we did it is we actually created a mobile app. This mobile app basically offers 15% off to all the affiliated restaurants that I'm working with. And we're big on supporting local. I'm from St. John. I grew up in the area, so I've also owned restaurants and food establishments as well. And I understand, the difficulties that is faced every day. So I've found a way to take away some of the hats that all these people wear by offering marketing opportunities. We're looking at hiring for restaurants now. Wow. And cool. As well, we created an affiliate program for negotiation power, so power in numbers. So these restaurants now, we have a group of people that we can negotiate to get them better pricing for different services that restaurants require.
Oh, that's really excellent. So why an app?
Why an app? A wider audience.
True.
Everybody has their phone nowadays. Like, I know every store you go to, they want to hand you a card. And I used to take every card I got, but where would that card go when I needed it? I have no idea. Where's my phone? It's right here in my pocket. Right. I just pull that out and I get the discount, right? So it's right in your hand. You have the power right in your hand to do everything. The app actually offers so many solutions. Like, you can go on there, you can look at the menu. If you don't know where the restaurant is, you click navigate and it brings you to the location. You can drive there GPS style. Wow. The menu, and then it generates a code, so everything's tracked fully through the system itself. And the restaurant owners are able to collect demographic information to help them to properly market their product.
Excellent. Yeah. So what kind of response are you getting from the restaurants that you're talking to in regards to it?
Yeah, the restaurants absolutely love it. Everyone I'm dealing with, they're pumped, they're excited. They always tell me, if they have a problem, they'll come to me and say, listen, I have this problem, and I always find a solution for them. Anybody, you can go on the app and pick one of the restaurants and ask them. I guarantee every one of them are happy. I work day and night to make this work for every one of them. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I really like your logo and your look. It's polished, which is really nice. It's very presentable, and the Canada, I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. So with just working with restaurants, but you're really pushing the mom and pop stores, aren't you?
That's absolutely correct, yeah, because, that's the negotiation power. So now we have 25 restaurants to be able to negotiate to get them better pricing. Okay. They have different restaurants that are chains and have more power, and they're able to market better, and they have better solutions than these restaurants, because you got a mom and pop shop where they're in the kitchen cooking, and they're serving, and they're doing payroll, and I've done it myself, so I know how many hats you're wearing, and to have that stress all added together, it's really almost impossible these days to run with especially with technology now. Now they have another hat they got to wear. They got to get on social media and market. If they don't, they're not going to become pertinent. They're not going to be, you know what I mean? So, and a lot of them don't know. If you go on Facebook and you look at most restaurants, their audience is like 150 when they should have thousands because but they're not marketing it properly, right? So
Okay.
I'm able to step in there and help them get the focus they need online, and they don't have to worry about it.
So do you have to understand their business model, or do you have, like, how much, say if I owned a restaurant and I'm sort of a mom and pop shop and it's a pizzeria. I love pizza. So what would you do? How do you come into my restaurant, and how do I get to know who you are?
Well, I made a list, a call list, and I've been extremely busy. Like I said, I'm wearing many hats now until I stabilize it. So I've literally done everything from graphic design right down to contacting everybody and organizing everything. Like everything in between has been done. I've had Justin here to help me quite significantly, which took a load off my shoulders.
Excellent.
But how they contact me, they can go on Facebook. It's Foodie Canada St. John.
Okay.
And go in there. I'm available on Instagram, social media outlets, but our biggest one is Facebook.
Facebook,
Yeah, so
yeah.
Foodie Canada St. John.
Yeah. And I know that, I believe we were talking earlier, and you're saying that you will eventually have a website that
That's right.
you'll build, but you're really running with it now, aren't you? So it's fantastic, and it's working. So
Absolutely.
is it up and running right now?
It is up and running. It's been running for 2 weeks. It was the beta testing kind of thing. We're kind of making sure we're working all the bumps and bruises.
Sure.
Now today is actually the official launch, and with the launch, we're actually giving away 30 days free to everybody.
Wow.
So to try it out. So within the next 30 days, if you get it, you get it for 30 days. So try it out.
So today is April 17th.
Yep.
And you're saying 2019, just in case we see an old show. So you're saying today is your launch day?
Today is our official launch day of Foodie Canada. Yeah.
Well, I feel really privileged here to have you on,
Yeah.
because this could be huge.
Absolutely.
Like you could like take this across Canada and like do all kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe there was it a 30-day you said was free?
30 days free, yeah, because we want to show, we don't want a client that's not out eating because they're not going to save money. We actually, like I said, I'm helping these restaurants with all this, but also the end user is going to save so much money because the average Canadian eats out 54% of Canadians eat out more than once a week.
Really?
So if you consider that, and that's on Statistics Canada, you can go look at the website. I've studied the statistics of it. 54% and 84% of consumers will actually try a new restaurant based on a discount. So this is the perfect doorway for all my restaurants that are dealing with me.
Everybody loves a discount, don't they?
Absolutely. Who doesn't like to save? I went to Mary Brown's the other day. I saved $4. The app at the regular price is $6.98 a month for a year. Oh no, so you can go monthly. It's $8.98. But just if you want, but we're doing the free trial, so nobody's going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
But at the $6.98 a month, if you eat out twice in the run of a month, you've pretty well paid for your app.
Yeah.
Like most likely, like if you paid $10 a meal, that's a little bit different. But we don't really have fast food places; it's restaurants, right? We have Mary Brown's, which we take them. They're from Newfoundland. They're considered, to me, they're the closest local establishment I can get like that. So I took them on, and they're great to work with as well. Yeah.
So will you work with the larger industries?
I'm limiting it.
Or you are limiting, it's just.
I don't
Okay.
want to take away the value from the end user, so I
Yes.
did have one option for fast food, which was the Mary Brown's, and pizza. We have Pizza Hut. So we
Okay.
have two like corporations that are on board. The rest are mom and pops, so they get all the exposure. The corporations are there just for value for the end user kind of thing.
Okay,
And we work with them. We help them too, right? So
right,
Yeah.
right. What's the fun part of your app that why would I want to use your app more than, obviously you're feeding the app with information. Am I getting alerts or such with
That-
discounts, or am I driving and all of a sudden there's an alert that, oh, Mary Brown's has a deal on chicken?
exactly. So we're compiling an email list. And for all the foodies, we'll be able to send them out alerts, like foodie alerts. Look, there's a deal on at this restaurant today. Go down and check it out. So that helps, that helps. Like, for example, like in a restaurant, they'll have deals on like prime rib or something from the supplier, and they'll buy a bunch of it and throw it on sale. So then they can tell me, hey, listen, I do this. Boom, they get a pop up from the restaurant, and they click it, and the notification says, come down to try a prime rib for $10.99 or whatever the deal is, right? So they're able to market their specials like that as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So also with that, with your I guess St. John area,
Yeah.
if you're going into like Moncton or Fredericton, does it transition over, or does it start picking up?
No, it's the same price across the board all across Canada. So it's $6.98 a month. If you travel, you get $6.98. Whatever city you're in, it's $6.98 a month, and you get to go whatever affiliated restaurants we have on board with us.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So there's
That's
a lot
really
of,
good
there's a
deal.
complete value. Yeah, my problem is educating people in what we're doing here, and
Yes.
that's why this is perfect, because I need to educate people on the value of it, right?
Yeah. So give me another example. That's a good selling feature for you in selling your app. Give me another example of how is it going to benefit me if I'm the owner or if I'm an end user.
Okay, so if you're the owner of a restaurant, it's going to benefit you because we're marketing. So the marketing concept with us, we have our company vehicle wrapped. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing 3 sponsored giveaways from our affiliates per week. Once we're stabilized, these 3 giveaways will be $50 gift certificates. On the gift certificates, what we're doing is we're rolling out radio ads saying, download Foodie Canada app today and save 15% at all affiliated restaurants.
Okay.
On top of that, this week have an opportunity to win $50 at the Wild Carrot, $50 at Let's Hummus, and $50 at the Reversing Falls restaurant,
How do you win?
just by being a subscribed member.
Is that
There's
right?
nothing you have to do for being a subscriber. We're offering just giving $50 gift certificates away all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we've created a lot of value, and that's the so with the radio ad too. We're actually, with the company's wrap truck, I kind of lost track there. We're actually slapping on magnets on the side of the truck of the affiliates we're doing the giveaway for with their
Yeah.
phone number. So we're branding them across the city.
Oh, okay.
And I've limited the amount of affiliates to 25, so they could be on the radio every 2 months and marketed on a billboard every 2 months. So.
Wow.
What happens, a lot of people don't understand the concept of how to properly market it, and people will do like a radio ad once in a year and then not be heard from again, and they've lost all the value of that. But if you stay consistent and you're constantly heard throughout the year, people will always remember you.
Right.
It's just like back in the day, Mark Mooney sells the city. No, everybody knew that saying. So if you lose the concept of being in front of everybody, people are going to forget about you. This is a
Right.
way to give strategic marketing to mom and pop shops.
So can you give me an example of a couple of your like mom and pop shops that do need the awareness? Can you give me a couple
Absolutely.
suggestions?
Let's Hummus down the north end. Their food is fantastic. You walk in there, the smell alone sells their product. It's when I go in there,
It's good smell.
the smell is it's fresh. When you
Yeah.
smell the fresh smell
Nice.
of all the herbs and spices and everything they're using, it's amazing. And Freddy's Pizza. We got Casey's Pizza. There's a couple pizza places. We got Falls Restaurant, new.
Yes.
It's new owned right now, and they've changed things fantastically. I actually used to work there in high school.
Really?
So I
Wow.
go back and I go there and I see all the changes. It's amazing. And the food there has definitely stepped up a couple notches for sure.
Sure.
Wild Carrot, they've been around forever since I was in school. The make your own salad. Their food is amazing there too. And I'm helping. I know John very well, and I'm working with him very well.
Awesome. Okay. Wow. Well, I am really impressed that you've created this app. You must be the silent partner, are you, Justin?
Yeah, he's the face.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. We'll have you back on in maybe another 6 months. See where
Sounds
you are.
good. Yeah,
Awesome.
that'd be awesome.
And please stay tuned. And our next guest is Julie Pugsley with Breakout St. John.
A successful blacksmith giving all this up?
When you want to study.
Can you really do it? You're studying with Father Ducharme, and you're still a blacksmith.
This, of course, is not a rich parish.
I can't pay you that much.
Well, we'll work it out. I think we should...
Father, it's ready. I call it the Marching Thunder.
Over time, Casavin's sons would take up the craft of their father, their organs in demand from Montreal to Paris, from Cairo to Tokyo. Joseph Casavin, one of Canada's first entrepreneurs.
Did you have a party? Oh my God, yes! You just wait. Shh. Thank you. Isn't it vicious? God, I want 10 of them.
Do you have information about a crime that has occurred or is about to occur? This information can help solve crimes, and tipsters always remain anonymous. Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS or www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for staying tuned with me. I have my second guest now. Her name is Julie Pugsley, and she's with Breakout St. John. Welcome, Julie.
Hi.
I see you've got the T-shirt.
I do.
What does it say?
It says Eat, Sleep, Escape.
And speaking of escape, can you tell our audience what is Breakout St. John?
So basically you come and we trap you in a room. And you
Sounds
have to
fun.
figure out how to get out. But everything's safe, legal. The fire marshal has approved everything. You don't have to worry about it actually being locked up. And it's a lot of fun. There's puzzles in the rooms, challenges sometimes that you have to do. And yeah, we have different themes to choose from. So
Excellent. So did you grow from your first location? So you've got a new location. Where is that now?
yeah, so we started on Rossay Avenue, and a couple years in, we moved to Parkway Mall. So we've been at Parkway. It's been a year this month, actually.
Oh,
It's our 1 year
fantastic.
Parkway anniversary.
Good.
And we're right across from the movie theater in McAllister Place. So nice central, visible location, which is awesome.
Yeah. Excellent. Great for get-togethers, team building parties, because you've got, you could have a birthday party at your place or get together. What kind of events do you host at your spot?
So we do everything. We do birthday parties for kids like 10 and up.
Okay.
They usually ask for tons of hints because our rooms aren't made for kids in terms of the challenges, but some of them are kid friendly. So they're not. Some are scary, some aren't. So a kid like teenagers and preteens love doing it. So they just ask for lots of hints, which is fine.
That's okay.
Because we're always there to help. We're always there to give hints.
Oh, you don't lock them and say, see you later?
See you later. Yeah, no, we're always there to give hints if you need them. So we do that all the way up to, we have family gatherings. We've had family gatherings with 3 generations, with kids or teenagers, their parents, and then their grandparents come.
Oh, wow.
We've done engagements, so people propose in the room.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
which
that's
is
so
always
sweet.
fun, and I always want to be at all of them just to see what happens. And we can record it happening too, which the groom always, or potential groom, I guess, always loves. Yeah.
Nice.
So we do adult birthday parties. We've had stay-gets. We've had kind of everything. Yeah.
Wow, real flexible areas.
Yeah. So those are more, and then we do team building with corporate, and we have off-site events now too. So we have off-site games that we can bring off-site. So we can do up to 100 people at once off-site or.
So can you explain a little more detail on the offsite? Like, for instance, I work in a business office tower, and I have sort of 80 employees. What can you bring to the office atmosphere?
So right now we're just finishing up a second what we call mega game.
Okay.
So you need a space where you can all get together, and basically you get in teams of up to 6 people, and you compete against each other. And it's more working, figuring stuff out kind of at a table or together in kind of a pod, and then going up, unlocking a lock, and then bringing more information back.
Okay.
But it's still thematic. So the one that we're making is going to be kind of like a murder mystery. And so there's going to be like posters of the different people, and you have to figure out which one it was that killed somebody and what room they were in when they did it, kind of thing. So.
Nice.
But they're not as immersive. And then we also have a more immersive, like 10 by 10 size games that we can bring that, but only 6 players can play them, and they're like a half hour.
Right.
So you can kind of have that set up, and then we've had for wellness days had that set up, and they have groups coming in kind of all day.
Okay.
And doing that as like kind of a brain teaser activity throughout the day as one of their stations.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
So this is all portable stuff that you can transport, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone, we went to Graham and Ann with them. We've gone to St. Andrews with them.
Oh my,
all over St. John's, KV. Yeah.
Oh wow. Now, your husband is your partner in Breakout St. John.
Yeah.
And
all areas of life.
So you see him there, you see him home, so it's good that you two like each other. So
sometimes, some days.
He builds some of the parts or the games, does he?
Yeah, so we design all of our own games now. Since we only have had one game, really, that Matt wasn't the head designer on, which was when we first opened, and all the other ones he's designed creatively, and now a lot of our staff get involved in that too, and they started building props and all the electronical props and programming Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, which I don't really know exactly what those are, but they're programming little mini computer systems that control a lot of stuff that happens in the room. So.
Oh, that's very cool. So obviously there may be a camera within the space so that you know that there's nothing going bad or anything like that. Can you give me an idea of some funny things that happen in the space?
Oh. There's lots of things that happen that I won't talk about.
Kid friendly, totally kid friendly. But is there anything? Because that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun job. I mean, it can get stressful when there's things, if something malfunction or people like to break things in escape rooms all the time. So somebody breaks something and you have another group coming in right after them. So it can be stressful, but like our staff have been with us a long time and they don't want to leave because it's a fun place to work, mostly because you get to listen to people and they forget that you're listening. I don't know, like the funniest story. I always find it funny when parents come with their kids and you could see them, and I'm a parent myself, you can see they just like holding back from trying to do something and then kind of like, just let me do that, just let me do it, because you're on a time crunch. So I identify with that because I know I would be like out with my own kids. One particular funny thing, I don't know, it's hard to pick one out off the top of my head, I guess.
That's okay. If you can think of one, that's great too. Yeah. So the different types of rooms that you have, can you name them to us?
Yeah.
Without giving too much away?
Right now, we've got the Lost Treasure of Captain Kidd, which is a pirate theme about a local pirate, Captain Kidd, that lived here many moons ago and used to bury treasures, I guess, around New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. So there's hidden treasures all over the place, supposedly, that Captain Kidd left. So we named it after him. And Prison Break, or not Prison Break, what am I talking about? Basement of Horrors has jail cells in it. Well, not their basement cells. It's supposed to be a serial killer. So Basement of Horrors. Trap 2 Floor 9, which is also a serial killer room. So those are the two creepy ones. So that one's set in a hotel room. Christmas Countdown we brought up at Christmas time, and people are still booking it a lot, so we're keeping that open for a while because people keep asking when we're going to take it down because they haven't been in yet. So we said, as long as people are booking it, we're going to keep it up. So that one's about trying to finish everything before Santa arrives. And the Heist, which is you're trying to get as much money as possible. So it's a kind of a unique game. Instead of trying to like finish something in an hour, you're trying to get as much money as you can, or steal as many artifacts as you can, which all have a value of money value to them. Yeah. So that game's actually replayable in the fact that there's a lot to do, and you kind of have to decide what you're going to work on when, and a lot of people can't finish it all in one time. So we had a lot of players who come as soon as we open new rooms and they play them, and then they have to wait for a while before we open another room. So that we kind of built that one so that they could kind of come back another time if they wanted and play it again.
Oh, that's really cool. So you must have a lot of people that return to try the rooms. Do you have anybody that says, well, this is my favorite room, but I still haven't escaped from it?
Yeah, definitely. We have like some people come back. We've had some people come back like 5 times and do the same room.
Wow.
But they wanted to be able to complete it all without hints by themselves and try to beat their own time because they just said that they love doing it so much. And we also have people, when you come with a group, like let's say you come with a group of 6 to 8 people, you might not have been involved in solving all of the puzzles because you might have been working on a puzzle over there and they were working over here, and you might have came with your work group and you didn't feel completely relaxed, and you come back with your friends and it's a completely different experience, or vice versa, right? So I've played, like, you can play an escape room a second time, especially if you wait a year and not remember exactly how you solved something or what went with what, or you had no involvement in solving that puzzle whatsoever. So, yeah.
Right. So where do you come up with the ideas for the escape rooms? Like, if there's different plans, like, is there sort of an escape room 101, or like, how do you get that newness and keep people interested on the new escape rooms?
Well, we're part of a lot of escape room owner groups. So
there is actually a escape room
on
owner
Facebook.
Group.
Yeah, okay. Facebook. So there's like escape room owners all over the world, escape room owners Canada, female escape room owners, which is just for us females. And then we have an Atlantic owners group that we're starting up. So it's just going to be people from Atlantic provinces. And we're going next month to an escape room conference in Peterborough, Ontario.
Really?
And we'll be playing a whole bunch of games on the way and on the way back. And while we're there, we're going to be in Toronto playing some games. So we learn a lot from those types of things and what type of things work well, don't work well, and our themes that we think people would enjoy.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
And your employees, so how many employees do you have?
Well, we have one that's leaving on
Oh,
Saturday's
no.
his last day. He got a career job, and he got that in the fall, and he stayed this long and working 2 jobs because he didn't want to leave, but he's leaving on Saturday. So when he leaves, it'll be down to 9, including myself.
Wow, that's really impressive that you have that many.
But we just posted that we're hiring, and anyone's looking for a part-time job.
This is April 17th. That's cool. So, Julie, where do you want to go with the whole Breakout St. John, and how can people get in touch with you?
So our website's the best way. It's breakoutstjohn.ca, St. John all spelled out. And we're in Wednesday through Sunday from noon to usually 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. So people can call. It's 643-8688 or 6-GET-OUT.
Get out.
Yeah, it's the other way. So, yeah. So, and we have Facebook, Messenger, all the types of social media accounts that you should have, and to connect with everybody.
Good.
Yeah.
And you support local groups too, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know that we've ever said no when we've been asked for a silent auction donation. So we donate gift cards a lot. We go to the KV Oasis every year and support their boys and girls overnight. Can't think of what they're called, the Wake-a-thons, I guess.
Oh,
but
yes,
we bring a portable game to them so they can play every year for something for them to do. And we support the Junior Achievement. This year we supported the Fusion Dinner. So different things usually. I try to spread them out throughout the year and figure out what we're going to do and hit different things every year. So. Sure.
So back to my last question that we kind of skirted around is, where do you want to go in the next couple of years?
I'm not sure.
You're having way too much fun.
Yeah. I know we want to do more portable things. I've been pushing to try to get a little off-site kind of uptown thing during tourist season, at least one room, maybe 2 room uptown for half the year at least. But they're always busy. Like right now we're taking the Basement of Horrors down probably in a month or 2, and so they're busy making the replacement for that. My husband likes making rooms that are going to stay for long periods of time.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
It's hard to get him to work on the other things that are my future visions for 10 years from now. And he's like, we want to do this right now. So.
Well, and franchising always helps too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Across Canada. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Julie. I really love the fact that you had a chance to be here this evening. I haven't tried the rooms yet, but I hope at some time that I will gather the smartest group of my friends to bring them out and give it a good try.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And stay tuned. Up next, we have Ann Conley with the Seabells.
Support your local charities and win great prizes by playing bingo on Rogers TV.
It was my daughter's birthday. She was blowing out the candles on her cake when we heard coming from the TV. So we stopped and listened, and it helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of my daughter's birthday, because now she gets to keep having them.
Our enemy doesn't tire, doesn't stop, doesn't feel. They're coming. I promise to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise.
Everybody come along, everybody sing a song, lighten up and carry on. It's a brand new day. Everybody come along, everybody
More than half of tips reported through the Crime Stoppers program are now reported online. Information about unsolved crimes, local advisories, and how to report tips anonymously can be found at www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. I'm now with my third guest for this evening. Her name is Ann Conley, and she's with the Seabells and the a cappella chorus. Hi, Ann.
How you doing, Heather?
I'm
Nice to meet you.
fantastic.
On the air.
Yes, well, I do enjoy doing this because it gives awareness to people that deserve it. So
Excellent.
I'm so glad you're here. So tell us about the Seabells. What's going on with the Seabells?
Well, just maybe to start off with, Seabells is a ladies a cappella chorus.
That's
and
really
we sing in
cool.
4-part harmony.
Yes.
Which means that we don't have an accompaniment.
Okay.
And we memorize all our songs and all our music. And a single pitch is blown that we all then tune our ear to in our mind, because you don't say it out loud before the director tells you to get started. And we all break out in 4-part a cappella harmony. So,
That's
and
really
it's done in the barbershop style, which is just means a certain 4-chord sequence. And if it's done really well and really in tune, you can actually sometimes hear a fifth higher octave, someone singing, even though it's nobody. It's kind of like that. We call it the ringing of the chords. It's just, it's so in tune. It's like a tuning fork.
Yes, I'm
And
familiar
you get
with the
this,
tuning forks. Yeah.
So that's kind of what will happen in a really good sounding chorus. So we do get that sound occasionally, sometimes
Okay.
more and more often as we practice harder.
Well, that's fantastic. How many members?
We currently have 45.
Yes.
In the last few years, we probably had 45, 50, 55. The chorus is quite a bit larger than it used to be back. I mean, it started off maybe with 30 or so members, women getting together in 1968. They responded to a call in the paper, just opening up and saying, you know, this organization, Harmony Incorporated, would like to start a chorus in the St. John region. And the women just all gathered together, and they got incorporated. They were actually the first Harmony Incorporated chorus within the Atlantic region.
Is that right?
So we have credit to ourselves to say we are the oldest chorus, but we like to say that we're the more mature chorus and experienced chorus, yeah.
Well, I think that's
in the
fabulous.
region, yeah. And so over the years, it's fluctuated back and forth between members, but we have almost 45 now. And women of all ages, you know,
Is that
from their
right?
20s up into that age that none of us want to admit that we are. And all walks of life, about maybe half of our members are working, some of them are retired. We've even had some students with us, you know, in high school and university coming along with their mother or their grandmother or their aunt. So it's, yes, it's a very family-oriented course.
Now, do you have to be able to sing to be able to be
You
part?
do have to sing, and you do have to be able to carry your tune
Right.
when there are other people around you singing, possibly in a different
Right.
range of music. We have what we call an audition process, but you have it over a 6-week period. So when you come, you know, you're introduced to the chorus and you're given some music that you would learn on your own. You're given music files, audio files, as well as the sheet music, and you work with that on your own, but you also come to chorus practice every
Okay.
week, and you sing along as best you can.
Right.
And, you know, learn your music. And then when you feel you're ready, you would sing that to the director with other people singing with you. And when you know, so you have a few little tries at it, I guess, if it doesn't work out. For the most part, people, if they work really hard at it, they can be ready for the audition within 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
My
And
goodness.
then they officially become a member. And you're a member of our chorus, but you're also a member of a larger organization called Harmony Incorporated, which is a Canada, US-wide, kind of Central Eastern organization. And there's maybe 26, 27, 28 choruses across Canada and the U.S.
Wow.
And so we're part of that larger group, and then part of a smaller group in the Atlantic region.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you travel very frequently with do you have a full group that travels, or is it just part of the group that can go, or how does that usually work out?
No, well, we are a competitive chorus. So, of course, lots of our performing is here in the city. You know,
Okay.
nursing homes, seniors, the malls at Christmas time, other community groups that want to do fundraisers, we're asked to sing with them, and we do. Sometimes, you know, if they're able to pay, fine. If not, you know, we offer it as a community service.
Yeah.
And but we also are the competitive chorus. So every year we would go to Sackville and compete in the Atlantic competition. This year, actually, it's going to be May 31st is the actual day that would be open to the public. There'll be 10 choruses crossing the stage and 11 quartets.
Oh my gosh.
So they'll be all competing in that day, and at the end of the day, we'll know who the top chorus is this year and who the top quartet is.
I love
I
that.
think we were second last year, you know.
Yes.
Maybe this year. We've been first, maybe in 2012, 2013, and 2015.
Okay.
We were first. And,
Well, that's
but
interesting.
it's not all about the competition, because everybody, you walk off the stage and the competition's over. It's just doing your best and knowing that you put your best effort forward on the stage, and
Right.
everybody is appreciated by the audience, and we all appreciate everybody else's choral
Right.
work. And so.
Well, I've watched a movie actually. It was called Pitch Perfect.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
It's perfect. It is perfect.
That's you girls.
Yes, that's right.
So,
I must say, I think a lot of the a cappella courses that are associated with Harmony Incorporated mentions have said that,
right.
they seem to have a influx of people that were interested, because we are a cappella.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
So if they were a men group, that's called the Barbershop Quartet, wouldn't it be? Or is there such a thing?
It's the Barbershop Society, oh gosh, I'm going to forget the name, but the local group. We'll stick with the local group. It's the Men of Fun Day.
Okay.
And they have been in existence longer than Seabells, because they supported us as we got started. And they had concerts we went to, we had concerts they came to, and even still. I mean, it's two very close organizations.
Very
And
supportive.
if they have their competition in St. John, we've sometimes volunteered to help with the running of it, or, seating people and ticket taking. And when we've had our own shows, we've invited them sometimes, or if they've had shows, they've invited us.
Right.
If it's appropriate for the theme of the show. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
And during your time, have you traveled places that are very, memorable to your group, or something that's kind of special?
Well, I've only been with the chorus for 10 years. So
Only
in my
10.
time, I've been to Providence, Rhode Island, which was a great trip. It was a bus trip down there.
Wow.
Oh, yes. We know how to have fun on a bus. And we've been to Orlando, Florida. And we've been actually back to Providence the second time. And the international competition in Canada, the last time it was here, was in Halifax. So that was very handy. But in the years prior to that, I was just looking through some old pictures. They've been to Boston, they've been to Lake Placid, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. Yeah, it's all over. Like, it's amazing how much, you're talking about getting yourself there. Yes. And often busing or driving and carpooling. It's a big undertaking.
And if somebody wants to become a part of the Seabells, what's the best way to find you?
We are on Facebook.
Okay.
Seabells. We're called Seabells of Harmony Incorporated on Facebook, because Harmony Incorporated is our international organization. And so that's easy. You can reach out through the messenger there, and we have our own website.
You do?
Yes.
Oh.
I maintain the website. So.
And you have images on the website
of past competitions and events, and whenever we have fundraisers or performances, we're always putting it on Facebook or putting it on our website, which is just called seabells.ca, and it's SEABELLES.
Oh, yes.
So it's a little bit different than
like Bellas.
Yes.
Now there's a photo. There's a couple photos up there.
I put this in for a few reasons, because we don't always get dressed up quite formally, as you can tell. This was one of the international competitions. I can't see I believe it was in Ottawa. So they were doing a certain number of songs that were kind of country, themed. I wasn't there then, so they all got dressed for the occasion. And believe it or not, the one director that is in that, her name is Irene Goddard, and she is a 47-year member of Seabells.
47 years?
Yes. So she has almost been a charter member, but not quite.
Wow.
She directed us over a number of years, over maybe an 8 or 9 year period.
That's amazing.
And she's still a member of the chorus.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
And she's a wonderful
there's a
lady.
pretty one. There's
I think the idea is that we actually have lots of costumes. They're not all in use right now, but it's very much of a jazzy, glitzy stage performance.
Right.
And we sing a cappella, but we also do a little choreography and body movements. We're very interested in interpreting the song and giving a feeling to the song.
It's very
so
theatrical.
That's right. And so the audience enjoys that part of the show, as well as, hopefully, our sound and how we look on stage.
Oh,
A lot of the costumes that we have now are purchased, but back in the earlier days, I believe all the women made their own costumes.
Is that
And it's
right?
really quite incredible the amount of work and time that they would have put into making these to
Wow.
match themes. Yeah.
My goodness. And you did a Christmas one with Rogers, I believe.
We do that, well, not every year, but
Not every year. Yeah.
every few years we're invited or we approach you. I'm not quite sure how that happens. I think we're invited.
Yeah.
And that's always an excellent time because we get half an hour of undivided opportunity
wow.
to sing our a cappella music. And it's in a beautiful location at Portland United Church, which, as it turns out, is now where we rehearse
Is
in the
it?
North End. So it's very familiar. We church normally practice in the sanctuary. We're downstairs in the hall.
Now, do you find the church center areas, like the atmosphere, is that the best way to train or the best way to sing together, or do you find?
Well, churches always have wonderful acoustics.
Yeah,
as
that's
far
what I
as
mean
for a
with the
performance
acoustics.
space, and that
Yeah.
is a wonderful place for the recording for the Rogers TV. But for our practice, we're not particularly in maybe the best acoustical background, but it's a beautiful place down in the hall, and we have it decorated. We've had good arrangements made with the Portland United Church, and it suits us. But I mean, we'll sing wherever we're asked to sing, assuming that they have enough members present and we have a balanced chorus, and we're available.
Yeah.
And some venues are better than others, but hey,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
all
we've got a couple of minutes. Your 50th anniversary in May.
It is. It's been a big event. We had a wonderful party for our 40th anniversary,
Yes.
which that was the year I joined them in 2009.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. This is going to be the 50th, so it's
So,
going to
wow.
be very big, yeah.
So
we have
where's that going to be?
It's going to be at the Assumption Center on the west side.
Okay.
That's right. So we're just, we're going to have a wine and cheese and we've invited former members that are still in the area, and some are coming in from away, as well as our current members, and any other member of these 10 Harmony Incorporated choruses that are in the Atlantic region. As it turns out, of course, it's Moncton, Fredericton. I think there's some coming from Halifax and maybe others in Nova Scotia that will be coming. So we're expecting about 100 women.
Nice.
And so there'll be a lot of camaraderie and telling
Yes.
stories, and we'll have we used to do what we call a history book. It's like a scrapbooking
yes.
each year. So all
Yeah,
those books will
nice.
be on display, and there'll be some posters. Unfortunately, some posters made, some digital pictures shown, and the choruses. Our chorus will get a chance to sing,
Nice.
as well as the quartets sing, and of course, then we're going to have a sit-down dinner in the evening. And,
Of course.
and,
Of course.
Yes, of course. There's always food. So anyway, we're expecting a really good crowd, and we're really pleased to be in St. John. I mean, we've been singing and entertaining for 50 years, and the St. John community has been so supportive. So it's we really
All right.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Ann. And stay tuned. I'll have Stephanie Davison right up next.
This tree represents our people.
What kind of tree is it, Dada?
A tree of great peace. The peacemaker gave the great laws of peace to the Iroquois in the dark times many years ago. I and Wata spoke for the peacemaker.
You chiefs have brought ruin and despair to your children through war. We must fling this burning demon into the underground river to be carried away forever. Peace now. Peace. And the power of the great peace drove the evil from them.
Does the Great Peace still have power?
You're here, aren't you?
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
We're Brian and Sarah Baumler.
And we're restoring a beachfront resort in the Bahamas.
I personally designed each suite with breathtaking views.
Explore the exquisite beach.
Or take a load off poolside and bask in the sun.
Sure, you could undertake the financial burden of renovating your own resort.
But why not just watch us do it?
Island of Brian. New episodes Sunday at 10 on HGTV.
What have we done?
Just keep smiling.
Did you know, since 1985, Crime Stoppers has helped solve close to 8,000 crimes in New Brunswick? Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477 or www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for staying tuned, and I'm now with my last guest of the evening of April 17th, and her name is Stephanie Davison, and she's here with Eastern College. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Heather.
We know each other, so this is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
So Eastern College, what's going on at Eastern College?
Oh my gosh, so much. So I've been at Eastern for 4 years now, and there's this perception of employment opportunities, I think, in St. John.
Yeah.
So since I've been there working in this industry, I'm realizing I go to high schools, they say there's not a lot of work, there's not a lot of jobs in St. John.
And you're like, whoa,
I'm
wrong.
like, whoa, wait a second. There's so much opportunity in our city. There's so many new businesses coming and relocating to St. John, and I'm so excited to create the awareness of what Eastern's doing and the employment market in our area. It's just really on fire right now.
I love that. Eastern College. So we've known it previously, if we can mention this. It used to be Compu College.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so let's clarify that, because there's a lot of people that are probably watching tonight that'll say, oh, well, we used to have a Compu College. Where'd that go?
Yeah,
Tell us the story
absolutely.
to that.
Great question. So Eastern College changed names in 2011.
Okay.
So Compu College was back in like the late 90s, early 2000s for like 20 years, right? Uptown on Prince William Street in St. John. Before that, we were Modern Business School.
Oh my gosh, that goes way, way back.
So 35 years. Yeah, 35 years.
Did I just admit that?
I know, now we're old. Okay. Now we're old. No, but 35 years we've been around, and we do have 4 campuses as well. So St. John, Fredericton, Moncton, and Halifax, and it really is a very much a family community vibe there.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what are the courses that you're giving now?
Oh my goodness, so many. So a lot of our, like healthcare is huge right now. They're saying like probably from now to 2035, 30% of our population will be over 60.
What?
Right, yeah. So there's an aging population that's increasing the need for personal support workers. We're seeing a lot of industry growing too in the massage therapy market.
Yes.
More and more people are sitting, or they're standing, or they're doing physically demanding work. So that's creating opportunity for entrepreneurs to open up businesses. There's a lot of manufacturing in our city, a lot of industrial things happening. Irving is a big employer, big player here in our community.
Sure.
So lots of work there, the IT sector, marketing, social media. There's so much opportunity. So we really focus on those types of opportunities, and those are our focused core programs.
Something that we discussed before I brought you on the show was that you actually do supply demand. So you're not just putting courses out there because of putting a course on. You see a need, or you see a gap, and you're filling it. And you're filling it with opportunities for people to take classes, take courses. What if I'm working say if I was working part-time, how could I take a class with Eastern College?
So Eastern only offers programs that have a lot of employment in our demographic. So we make sure that there's a lot of jobs, there's a lot of opportunities, that the employment market is going to be there at the end. There's no point in going to school, taking a program, and not getting hired at the end. That's not the point, right? So everybody wants to get hired at the end of the program. So for students who are looking at, maybe they have children at home, they work, or they have to financially still have some type of job, they can come to Eastern, and most of our programs are only 4 hours a day.
That's
Monday to Friday.
Really easy to work into a schedule.
100%. Yeah. So some of our classes are mornings, and then some of our classes are afternoon. You can't choose, unfortunately, but you get a schedule so you can plan around it. So if you want to, if your passion is to be in healthcare, or to be in IT, or to be in supply chain, you can still have your job and still come to school and get your education.
Excellent. So how many students would you say you have at Eastern?
Our campus,
roughly?
we have around 200 to 300 a year. It's not a big school. It's very family, like I say, small, close-knit group. Everybody knows everybody. So we like it that way, right? So you have the hands-on experience. You can get to know your instructor by name. They help you if you have any difficulties, tutoring, all those things. And the most important part about at our college is we have an employment counselor. And her name's Sonia, and here in St. John.
Okay.
And Sonia helps you with all of the employment side. So internships, hiring, where am I going to work at the end of this? That's the goal of our programs, is for students to take their program and then slowly transition into employment.
Wow. And I've been able to and had the luxury of being able to come and see your facility, which is really, it blew my mind, because I was
Thank
like,
you.
wow, I would love to come, and if I didn't have a job, I would love to come and take some further education, or even if I do have a job, if I could fit it in to learn or upgrade my skills even.
Right.
So your campus, I call it, is really quite large, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
So with the small groups and the small rooms, like you had said, they get sort of changed over. So a morning class would be one class, and then the afternoon class could be in the same room, but it's teaching something completely different.
Exactly. So for example, personal support workers in the morning,
Yes.
but then it's occupational therapy assistant in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So we still use the labs, the wheelchairs, the walkers, all the like the lab clinical stuff is there in the morning and in the afternoon. Right?
Oh, okay.
So the class is being average size between 10 and 12 people. Maybe
Wow.
10 to 15. So some people have anxiety, they get overwhelmed, they don't want to be in a group of 200 students in a classroom. So at Eastern, it's all small classes. And another amazing part about our school is we're modular learning. So remember
what does
high
that
school?
mean? Yeah.
You did 5 courses a day?
Yeah.
Like math, science, history, English. So in a normal college, university, or high school environment, you do 5 courses. At Eastern, we do 1.
Okay.
1 focus course at a time. So you do Excel training every day for 2 weeks. Then you move on to the next program. So it's just more easier for retention. You know, we
Yeah.
have a lot of students too that are 40, 50, 60, 20 years old, all different ages at our campus. So it gives you the flexibility and the best learning style for you.
Well, that's really, really
Yeah.
cool. I like that. And and also with the shared learning too. I would say, because I would say I'm on the mature side of the 20s. So I'd be sitting beside someone who's in their 20s and they're learning something. I find that, and this could be the youth, I'm not really sure, it could be just that they're millennials, that they pick up things really fast.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yep.
So is the learning style, because of the small classes, everybody doesn't get left behind? There's no one that should say gets left behind.
Absolutely. Yeah, because if you're really good at one thing and your partner beside you isn't, they're going to catch up on, they're going to pick up on that. They're going to help each other, right? So again, we do peer-to-peer tutoring too. So Heather and Stephanie can pair up together.
Right.
Let's do PowerPoint together. Or you're having difficulties in this program. Let's get together and talk about this. So we help each other out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't get
Family.
anything done though.
No, we
The
would
two
just
of
talk
us.
the whole time.
We would.
We would.
We've been
Laugh
having
and
way
talk.
too much fun.
I agree.
Can you inform some of our audience some of the industries that you're familiar with in St. John that are really in the need of people?
Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah.
I'm happy to. Supply chain and logistics.
Yes.
There literally is over 50 jobs in St. John right now.
Okay, so what is supply chain
and
logistics?
logistics. I say the best way to explain this is the movement of goods and services from point A to point Z.
Oh, okay.
So you need a purchaser, you need
Yes.
a negotiator, you need a planner, you need a shipper, you need a receiver, you need someone that's going to dispatch all of those things, someone that's going to track all of those things. So material handlers, the list goes on. Career Beacon right now has over 50 jobs in supply chain. And most people that I talk to, Heather, don't even know what it is. They have no idea what supply chain means. They don't know the kind of jobs there are. We get employers calling us weekly, looking to hire.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm trying to figure out a way. How can we get the word out?
Yeah.
How can we get the word out that this industry is growing so quickly and a lot of people are retiring? We have a
Right.
lot of baby boomers about to retire. In the next 5 to 7 years, you're going to see that's even going to get grow more and more jobs. So we need help. We need help to spread the word on all these jobs.
And that's why you're
I
here.
know, it's a good problem to have that there's a lot of jobs, right? Another thing, again, massage therapy is amazing if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to help people.
Yeah.
PSW again, healthcare, accounting, business. Literally, there's so many careers. But those are the main, I would say, biggest growing faculties industry in St. John, New Brunswick now is logistics, IT, business, marketing, and healthcare.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if somebody is watching and says, well, you know what, this has just sparked my interest to go back to school, even part-time, We've got about a couple minutes. So how would they find you?
www.easterncollege.ca. My role at Eastern is admissions, so I help basically people get into the school, how to apply. We don't do any online applications. We like to meet all of our students that are coming into our college to see what their career goals are, so they can reach out to us. We have an amazing event coming up as well. It's called Start Fresh.
Oh.
And that's coming up on May 8th, and it's a Wednesday.
And that is what?
So it's basically student for a day. Come in, check out the campus, see what it's all about, meet the teachers, meet the students, hang out with us, and meet leading experts, like the experts of the program. We have guest speakers come in as well. So that event's open to the public. You just have to RSVP, and you can find that right on our website.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That is really great. So they get to meet you.
They get to meet, everyone gets to meet me. So you have to come see us, yes. You get to meet me, and email me. You can reach out. You can call the St. John campus.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
And you can, I don't know if there's as much like funding available, but that's sort of like a person to person, right? But there is funding.
Oh gosh, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. We have a financial advisor at our campus, and we help every single student look at the funding opportunities, student loans, grants, bursaries. There's wonderful programs now with the government that we will pair up with them and see all the things available for them. So we're here to grow St. John. Help students financially be able to afford to come to school and get their dream career.
Well, I know that when I was in there, I walked in and there was a great big wall, and it had all different companies posting there. We need this person, we need this skill. That's amazing. So, anybody's out there that's watching this show and says, I just have some extra time on my hands. Hey, learn a new skill, learn a new career, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. It's we're all about, again, employability. We help students with their employment services too. So if you need a resume, cover letter, and even after you graduate from Eastern College, we still help you. Maybe you change directions, you want to go back into the industry, maybe you have a child or you stay home for a little bit. You can come back to our campus and we'll help you get back into the industry. That's what we do.
Excellent.
So it's always there, we're always a family, and that's what Eastern's here for, and we're proud to have that success and the employment opportunity there. So we're proud to say our students have good jobs.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thanks.
And I would like to also thank Andrew and Justin and Stephanie. Thank you. Anne and Julie. We're all here with us this evening. And I also like to thank the volunteers here at Rogers Studio. And thank you for watching, and tune into our next show, and we'll see you later.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
When you become a Rogers volunteer, it's always an opportunity for everybody to come together and try different things that they've never been able to do before.
What I've learned here is different skills that I thought I would never even be interested in learning.
By being here at Rogers, I can learn all these different things that will help me be stronger.
Working here as a volunteer is a good way to get to know your community. It's a good way to learn how to work as a part of a team.
They're people from our community, so they know and they have a heart for our community to step outside of our comfort zone and do more.
Don't be afraid, because this is where you're going to gain the most valuable experience that you can use in your future.
I encourage everybody to be a volunteer at Rogers TV, because not only do you grow professionally, you grow personally as well.
This is Rogers TV, New Brunswick.
I took this picture of my wife when she was near death, waiting for a liver transplant. And this is her now.
Hello, I'm Lise Breckenridge. A liver transplant saved my life.
What can I say? You be the judge.
Your donation will help Canadians understand the importance of pledging to be an organ donor.
And it will help save the lives of so many more.
As it has for us.